What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about Lucasfilm. And hey, I hear all of the pro-Last Jedi defenders out there whining.
All of these Star Wars critics on YouTube are hurting the franchise, spreading rumors. Why are they so mean?
It's real simple. All of this could be done if the person that is supposedly leading Lucasfilm actually did her job. Kathleen Kennedy right now could do an interview, and she could pick one of her little softball Disney PR firm websites like Entertainment Weekly if she wanted to. She could sit down and she could address what's going on with Star Wars. She could do this. She could sit down and go, right now, Rian Johnson's trilogy is happening. We are very happy with Rian Johnson and his creative vision. We are very happy to see what exactly he's ready to bring to the table with this brand new trilogy. The trilogy will be releasing in theaters. This trilogy will not be on the Disney streaming service. We are very happy with Benioff and Weiss. We are very happy with J.J. Abrams and the current direction of Episode 9. We are very happy with what happened with Solo and Ron Howard, and we know that there were a couple of missteps with the production of Solo, but we're very confident moving forward that if we were to greenlight a sequel, which is in discussion but still not completely confirmed, that we feel good about the creative vision of that. That's what she could do. She could sit down and she could talk about all of it. She could talk about how happy they are with EA. She could talk about how happy they are with Resistance. She could talk about all of these things. But she doesn't. I wonder why. Probably because none of it's true. Because they don't know if Rian Johnson's trilogy is happening. They are not happy with Resistance. They're not happy with EA. They're not happy with how Solo turned out. They're not happy that it lost money. None of these things are true, so she can't sit down and say it. She's also a front runner, like I've said before. When's the last time this woman did an interview? I mean, really, a serious interview. When's the last time? I don't even think she's done one in the last calendar year. We are talking about the leader. The president of Lucasfilm has not actually done an interview, a sit-down interview to address the current status of her company. She has not done it in about a year that I know of. Like, when is this woman going to talk? So again, the problem isn't the Star Wars critics. The problem is the leadership at Lucasfilm will not communicate, will not answer questions, will not address concerns. So all we're left with is speculation because we can't get any concrete answers from Lucasfilm because Kathleen Kennedy is a terrible excuse for a leader. So the next time you want to go ahead and blame people because some guy sitting in his hotel room on YouTube is talking about Star Wars
and it's destroying the franchise, it's hurting Jeremy with Geeks and Gamers, it's hurting the franchise.
Because Kathleen Kennedy won't talk. Kathleen Kennedy has made horrible decisions for the past few years, but because some guy on YouTube sitting in a hotel room is talking and speculating because we can't get any concrete answers from Lucasfilm, suddenly that's taking down Star Wars. Yeah, it had nothing to do with Solo getting 90% done until Kathleen Kennedy decided to wake up and do her job. That had nothing to do with the fact that she fired the directors after the project was 90% done. Where was she for the entire 90% of the production? What was she doing? At what point? Like, did you not realize it wasn't the right vision at 20%, 30, 50, 60, 75? You had to wait until it was 90% done before you realized, hey, this isn't really what we want. That is terrible leadership. Terrible leadership. And again, take the blame for it, Kathleen. But no, you ran off and you hid. And then you brought Ron Howard in. And then the production budget doubled because you screwed up. And what have you done since then? You have hid. And Bob Iger has had to come out and address and take blame for the missteps of Star Wars. Bob Iger did not mention Rian Johnson's trilogy. And Kathleen Kennedy has not said a word about it. So that only leaves speculation for me and other people on YouTube and Star Wars fans and Star Wars critics for us to speculate about the future because we've heard nothing about it. This was their big thing prior to The Last Jedi. It was all about Rian Johnson. He's getting a trilogy. We're so happy with Rian Johnson. Since The Last Jedi, we've heard nothing concrete about this trilogy. We heard a few rumors that Rian Johnson was starting early production on it, but we've heard nothing in months. So when stories like the one from 17 comes out and we report on it, because it is a story and they said that the Rian Johnson trilogy was going to be on the Disney streaming service, if we had a president of Lucasfilm that actually did her job and she actually knew how to lead, she could simply do an interview and say, no, that's wrong. That was just a little bit of misinformation, and we apologize for the communication problems. But here's what's going on. Rian Johnson's trilogy is happening. Rian Johnson's trilogy will be released in theaters. It will be a theatrical release. He has the full support of the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm. End of discussion. No more speculation for me. I can't speculate when you have the president of Lucasfilm actually doing her job, actually addressing all of these concerns, all of these stories going around. When you actually have someone doing their job, then it makes speculation really hard. But we have Kathleen Kennedy, and the breakdown of communication, the lack of communication on the part of the leadership of Lucasfilm is one of the biggest problems we're dealing with right now in the Star Wars community, because we can't get any answers from the people that are supposedly in charge at Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy is a pathetic excuse for a leader. An absolute pathetic one. Now, again, we can go back from 2012 on, all the way through The Force Awakens, all the way through Rogue One. Kathleen Kennedy was right in front of the camera. She couldn't stop yapping her gums. She couldn't stop showing off her Star Wars shirt. She couldn't stop talking about representation. She couldn't stop talking about all of this stuff going on with Star Wars. And then The Last Jedi came out, and she has been a near ghost. The only public appearance we have seen from her was on the Solo red carpet, and she got a couple of softballs thrown at her from some blogger site or something. Outside of that, no sit-down interviews, no context, no evaluation. We've went a full year. This woman has not sat down. She went the first 4 or 5 years, she couldn't shut up. And then suddenly The Last Jedi comes out, and she's pretty much gone. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. But time will tell. Time will tell. But when you want to complain about Star Wars critics and everything going on, one person has the power to shut all of us down. She could shut people like me up. And if you think that I am so important and I am so influential, which I'm not, by the way, but a lot of these people that don't like me, they really, really have a higher opinion of me than they should. But they've given me credit for the Solo boycott. They're giving me credit for the
destruction of Star Wars. This guy that gets like 20,000 views on his video, he is destroying Star Wars.
So again, if you guys want to continue to think I'm far more important than I am, be my guest. I do have a platform. I'm very outspoken, but at the end of the day, if Kathleen Kennedy was that intimidated by me, and if Disney was that intimidated by me, it would take one interview for them to just take everything I've said and smack it down, because I'm speculating, because they won't give us answers. I would like for them to give us answers. I would love for Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy to actually sit down, specifically Kathleen Kennedy, and address all of the concerns. I would love for her to sit down tomorrow and go, Rian Johnson is doing his trilogy, period. Rian Johnson's trilogy will be released in theaters, period. Rian Johnson has the full support of Lucasfilm and Disney, period. Boom. What else can I say? I have nothing. You have literally given concrete answers, and I have nothing now. But why won't she do it? Either I'm not as important as you guys think I am, or maybe I'm onto something. Time will tell. We shall see. But the problem with Lucasfilm is a lack of leadership. That is the problem, and it could be easily corrected if we had a competent leader. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.